So for me, what I struggled with the most was this feeling of being not good enough. But because you're so emotionally attached to it all, you don't see how good your book is. And I felt at times my dog could have done a better job than what I could have done. And I still feel that through all my books, because we are so sort of like, we put so much blood, sweat and tears into it, and we worry about each single word, that even the smallest thing in the book is highlighted. Does that make sense? So we don't see how good our book is until actually we let that baby out to somebody else, and people go, wow, actually that book's really powerful. So that's really what I'd say to you, is just, try and reserve that judgment and just keep going through it, because it can be quite difficult. I personally really, really struggled with it, and it was another battle for me to do it. So is there any sort of other challenges you've got that to make sure that you can keep having the joy and enjoying writing? And obviously, aside, we talked about vulnerability, hangover and stuff like that, but is there anything else?
Yeah, it's not so much the joy currently, and I'm sure you experience this too. All of us do. We have busy lives, so writing is, it takes a while to write. For me, I have to have the right energy. Like, it's great to say, okay, I've got an hour now, sit down, and then it's not automatically going to come. So you kind of have to be in the right frame of mind, and then get into the flow, which can take some time. And then maybe you don't have any time left because you spent all your time getting into the right mindset. So of course, I'm sure everybody is struggling a little bit with that.
Yeah. And are you having a difficulty with interrupted time? So you've got some time, it's like, right, okay, I've got to do it now. But then you've got people calling you and taking you away, and it slows up the flow, because obviously you need that flow. You need to get into it to build up the pace, the momentum. So do you have that too?
I think more as my work is super crazy. And so, that's what pays the bills. And I'm like, well, that takes priority, right? So I have to do a lot of work. And then at the end of that, I either don't have time, or I'm exhausted and I need to get up from my computer and move around. And so it's just figuring out, I guess, a routine and some consistency, and doing it even if I don't feel like doing it.
Unfortunately, say my advice to you would be, obviously, set yourself targets of how many words you're gonna write each day, and then just try and hit them. Now, obviously, if you are dictating, then you'll find that the writing would be, so you could do half 45 minutes. You could write 2,000-3,000 words minimum, if I'm honest, at 45 minutes. And just let it pour out. And just what I would say as well is that I would personally look at a couple of minutes before you actually sit down and go to write. I would it's called box breathing. I don't know whether you've heard it, where you breathe in for a count of 5, you hold for a count of 5, and then you breathe out for a count of 5, and you just sort of like talk to yourself and sort of say, how do I want to feel when I'm doing this? What do I need to do? How, just go through that in your mind so that you're focused on doing it. And there's another question that I'd ask, and this is what works for me, but I don't know whether it will for you. Is there any music you like listening to? Obviously, it's difficult when you're actually talking it, but when you get a bit further down the road, is there any sort of like music that you like listening to that sort of like makes you feel happy, and that you can sort of like when you're doing your edits and stuff? Is there anything there that can help you? Because that's something that works for me.
Oh, sure. Classical music is the best when you're studying. I do it when I'm, transcribing for my other job. It's right. They say Baroque is the best. Stimulate your mind for tasks, and it's true. I find it really works.
And to feel that joy as well. Is there any, okay? So I'm going to ask you a couple of other questions in my little book here. So
I've got lots of problems.
So what other challenges? I'll leave that. So what other challenges have you got? That I just want to help you as much as you possibly can. So what other challenges have you got to get this book out? Is there any other sort of issues that you want to talk about?
Maybe just quickly. It's a bit overwhelming because writing the book obviously is the most important thing. But as I'm writing the book, I'm thinking, right, about who's going to buy my book. And so
Yeah.
I'm trying to get all the social media in place,
Mm.
which can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
And on my trip, I tried to do that because I was cognizant that I wanted to write this book. So
Mm.
I got on Instagram and I don't know. I'm a bit lazy about it because, like I said, when you work all day on a computer, the last thing you want to do is get a new computer and then do social media. So I have seriously,
Mm.
literally 25,000 pictures from my last 3 years of travel.
Mm.
And I think maybe I posted a couple hundred of them. Right. And so I
Yeah.
know I need to be more consistent and I need to work on that, and not just, Instagram, but building my audience and making the connection with them so that when my book does come out, I have an audience. I have someone who wants to buy my books. So things like you have been talking about in your group, which are so valuable, making a Facebook group,
Yeah.
right? Doing a podcast, which I'm really interested in,
Mm.
doing, webinars and things like we're doing right now. It's all great, it's all fun and exciting, but
Yeah.
it takes time. And then it's a bit overwhelming, and then learning all the tech, like you have to learn how to do all these things too.
True.
So that's a big time investment in order to get where you want to be. So I guess just sort of about the overwhelm, and remembering that, I guess, one rung of the ladder at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. The way I'd look at it, this is, rather than looking at sort of like it's a 3-month project, I'll look at it as a 30-year project, and I think that's probably your best thing, and just start building things, because social media, there's Pinterest, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's TikTok. I could keep going, Tumblr, etc. There is loads, and you could spend all your time trying to get people in and do that sort of stuff, and that's exhausting. What if I was in your position now, and something that I'd love to have been told when I first did it was, I'd start focusing on your email list, because that way, how often do you need to message them? No, not every day. You don't need 5, 6, 10, 15 pieces of content every single day to fire out. You just need to fire an email out once a week. How are you getting on? Be honest and vulnerable about what's going on, and trying to get people's buy-in and to grow it that way. That's what I would do. I'd reach out to people on Messenger. Are you interested? And then I would get Facebook ads. And again, this is another complication, but I get Facebook ads, see something that lead magnet. It's in the group. You've got 29 ideas for a lead magnet. So I'd have a look at that, get an idea of that, and set something out. A lot of people will do like a novella, or they'll do something else, but it's down to you. It could be something, it's like a printable cheat sheet. It could be something really simple that will entice them. Whoever you feel your audience would love, just go for it, and then put that on there on Facebook, and then just start collecting leads that way and growing it. But again, if you've not got the time for that, that's not a problem. Just reach out to people, get 50, 100 people in it, and just start doing it from there. Obviously, you've got SPS, which will be a massive help for you to, just reach out to people and tell them when it's ready, and you get loads of people doing it. And obviously, help others with their books and get their books going forward. But for me, that's what I do. Social media can be great, but the overwhelm is the biggest thing for when you first time author. Honestly, I really would recommend trying to squash as much back as possible and just go, right, okay, social media can be done, but that could be done later. I'll focus on my email and just writing the book and take it from there, and then obviously you've got your paid sites and stuff that you can use as well. But as long as you've got the lead magnet, so if you do Facebook ads, I don't want to go on too much, but if you do got your Facebook ads and you've got your lead magnet there already, then use that lead magnet for your book. That can go in your book. So you do the paid ads when you release your book, and that can just go straight into your email list. So with each time that you're releasing a book, you're already getting more people on board to build you for the next one, and so on. So that's what I personally do. It's a little footstep to start off with. So don't worry about social media too much.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better, actually, because I can't do it all, and I was going to do a few things.
Yeah.
But that is a great thing, and maybe I can sort of test little bits of my book or my topics in each email and see what gets a response and what people want to know, and that will maybe help spur me on. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You'll find that you get inspiration as well, because if you're messaging them saying this is what's going on in the book and you're getting people's buy-in, you'll get people going, oh great, I can't wait to read your book. And that, what more inspiration do you need that somebody out there that you don't know is actually looking forward to sort of going for it and seeing what you do. Yeah. So, is there any more questions that you'd like to ask us?
No, you've been so helpful. I just want to commend you for what you're doing. Because for those of us who have no clue what we're doing, it's really nice to see that someone who's paved the way is helping us and looking out for us and giving us ideas. And hopefully, you know, when we get to your level, we can pay it forward too.
Absolutely, and that's what I've been really privileged. I had so many people that helped me on my journey, and obviously I've gone out and learned a lot myself. But I've had so many people helping, and that's what's great about the community, that they will help, and that's what I want to do. You know, and if this takes a little bit away from you guys, you know, that worry of, oh my God, there is so much to worry about. There is, because you know, if you could do social media, you can do emails, you could do marketing, this, you could do that, you could do that, do that, do that. Oh my God, how would you get it all done? And you physically won't. And the biggest thing I would say, my last little comment really, is you got to focus on the overwhelm and energy levels, because you can easily just burn yourself completely out before you've even finished the book. So look after yourself. If there's days where, do you know what, I can't write today, that's okay. You know, that's fine. As long as you are going to write this book, that's not a problem. But there is times you've got to just stop and say, look, okay, I'm too tired. You know, I haven't got the energy for it. Or there is a part of the book that you just can't get your head around. Allow your brain to fix that problem. You know, don't go, well, I've got to get done. This has got to be done. No, okay. Set the intention. This is what I do. Set the intention in the brain. Right, okay, a couple of days, you know, and let my brain just, you know, subconsciously work through it. And I'll be in the shower, or I'll be driving to work. Bang! There it goes, straight in the brain. Right, okay, I need to write that down before I forget it. So, you know, you get those opportunities. So that's what I would do.
Perfect. I love it when it works that way too. It's amazing.
And you'll be fine. If you trust yourself and have that belief in yourself, you'll find that you'll get that coming a lot more, and you'll be ready for it when it does come, rather than, you know, in the past, I used to just push it to one side. But thank you very much. I really appreciate this. Obviously, we've had a few issues, but that's not a problem at all. But thank you very much. And if there's anything else you'd like to add, then that'd be great. And then we'll finish the meeting.
No, but thank you so much again. And yes, when I do complete it and finish it, I will let you know, and then I will tell you what worked for me and in the process.
Yeah, that'd be great. I really like that. And if you need any help, that's what I'm here for. So, you know, just because we've finished doing this, that's not a problem. Just message me, even if just to sort of like talk me through, you know, you want me to help you through it, or you just need talking through it, whatever, that's cool. So thank you very much. I really greatly appreciate it. And I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Cheers.
Take care. Bye.